Thanks for tuning in to another Philmcast here, our podcast that we do for filmcritics.wordpress.com. Again, joining us are Mark McLean, Rob Mayers, and I'm Phil from Film Critics. And we have a special guest tonight as well, Mike Orge, joining us for our podcast tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been a couple weeks since we did our last Philmcast. I think it was in the middle of June, so a lot of ground to cover, a lot of movies that have come out. Some big movies of the summer have already come out, as well as a couple coming up here in the next few weeks that we'll get to towards the end of the show as well. But Rob, why don't you get us started off? There was a couple big movies that came out recently that we all saw, and one of them was one of the more anticipated movies of the summer in Spider-Man.
Yeah, we all saw Spider-Man, I should say The Amazing Spider-Man, either the day it came out or the day after it came out. It was a Tuesday release, which I ended up going to see on Tuesday night, and there's a lot of question marks about how this movie was going to end up because it was a reboot so soon after the last series ended. But I walked out of the theater very happy with that movie, and I thought they did a great job with the script and the acting between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. I thought they both did an awesome job. What about you guys?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think it was better than the original 2002 version, only because I watched the other one recently before this one. And just to get a quick comparison, and this one came off, the newer one comes off so much more like a movie should. Like the Sam Raimi one has a lot of weird, quirky moments that don't really fit in, I don't think. Especially in Spider-Man 2. There's this one scene where he's walking around and there's that raindrops that keep falling on his head, that stupid song from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And then that was number 2. But there was just that's just the height of it, and there were just so many moments in those Sam Raimi movies that are just so weird.
Plus, I think the fact that Spider-Man 3 was so bad and nobody liked it.
Yeah.
I think people were ready for another one, and that's probably why they came out sooner than maybe they originally anticipated. I liked it a lot. I thought Andrew Garfield was way better than Tobey Maguire.
Well, that's the thing is, Tobey Maguire too, and when I'm watching these other ones,
he's just not a believable Spider-Man. He's not a good Peter Parker.
He's he's overly dweeb. I know Peter Parker's supposed to be a dork.
Yeah, he's too much.
But he's like
Andrew Garfield looked like how I would envision Peter Parker to be. Like when you're reading in the comics, when we were a kid, he is really that prototypical Peter Parker looking guy, and he acts like him, he looks like him. And I thought he was. I
didn't think he was a dork. He was just like a loner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's cool. He's cool. But he's not like. He's not a loser or. Well, he is a loser, but he's not like a nerd or.
Well, they played a different card there. That's where
he doesn't come off like that.
And that's. I think he was just much more of a likable. There's so many moments in the earlier Sam Raimi. I hate just comparing it to Sam Raimi and or that series, but it's the only direct comparison you have. There's so many moments where I just find Peter Parker, when he's played by Tobey Maguire, just to be hateable. Like he's just so irritating sometimes. Like the emotional scenes where he's just it's just like. But I'm not saying I don't like the originals, but this one I just think had a nice balance between silliness and emotion, and also just overall action that made it work.
I was thinking a lot of that same things too, but after debating about it more in my head, I think we feel this way, you and I, because of how poor Spider-Man 3 was. It left such a sour taste in all of our mouths. Right when we left the theater, we were complaining about it. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I rewatched it a few times since then. It still sucks.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1 and 2 are both as corny and...
Yeah, they're not bad, though. Yeah.
Points. They're both really good movies.
Yeah, I don't want to make it seem like I hated them, but...
And I think if Spider-Man 3 held up any of that steam from the first two, we might not have felt as bad about the original 3 as we do compared to this one.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
There's a lot happening in those original ones, too, where this one was really simplistic to the point where they took out characters like there's no... there's Osborn, both Osborns, both aren't in this. It seems like they're saving a lot of things for the sequel and the trilogy to where there was just so much happening in the original ones.
Yeah, there was almost too much happening, especially in the third one. That's
the third one. So many villains and so many subplots and just
Sandman, and just had way too much stuff going on where it got to be not too hard to follow. It wasn't like a difficult story to follow, just like way too much happening. They crammed it all in.
This one had a great story, and it was simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an origin story. That's all it needed. We don't need a giant... we don't need so much stuff happening to where we confuse what the whole movie's supposed to be about. And that's what I thought this one was really good at. And I like that they brought back web cartridges. I know it's a small little thing, but
I thought the same thing there.
That always bothered me that they went from web cartridges to organics in the last one, and then this one they brought it back. That was awesome to see.
I like that too. And I also read a lot of complaints about the marketing of the movie, how they pretty much, it said in the marketing how much more of a focus this movie would put on Peter's growing up and the conflict of not having his parents there, which it did, but it never really gave you a conclusive ending, like what happened with his parents. And I have read they're going to continue that storyline over the next two movies in the series, but the way this movie was marketed, they kind of hinted at the fact that
more being there,
inclusive, meaningful wrap up to his parents and stuff along those lines.
Yeah, but I didn't hate that. I thought it was clever the way they did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Rob,
what's up?
What'd you think of the villain, who's also the kicker in The Replacements?
He's also in 5-Year Engagement this past.
I don't know his actor name, but
to me, I think you can make it. You can save Venom for the last one, or maybe if you wanted to, and because if they follow the same formula of keeping it kind of simple, one villain, very, very easy, and then you can probably maybe bring in Venom in the whole movie, maybe in the sequel or in the last one. I like but I liked everything about this one, definitely. I mean, from the acting to the actual casting in it, it was great. I mean, I never had this much appreciation for Martin Sheen before, and then I've seen the past two movies I've seen, he's been in them. So.
I thought Martin Sheen was awesome as Uncle Ben. Way better than the first guy. I don't even know who that guy was, but I thought he was great.
Totally. He did a really good job, and I felt a lot more sad when he died in this one than he did in the...
Right? That's how I felt. Even though you knew it's coming. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, you felt a lot more connected to this Uncle Ben than the other guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember the actor. Also,
Sally Field?
The reboot being so soon. I don't know if you guys read this, but there was some article or something on a forum that said Sony Pictures would have lost the rights to the Spider-Man franchise if they didn't produce Spider-Man movies every certain amount of years.
Oh, really?
So this might have been just it was, I think, just a last-ditch effort to keep the franchise and keep...
Well, yeah, definitely. Because they were going to do because they were going to do a fourth one and a fifth one with Sam Raimi, and that fell through. So they were forced to do a reboot, which I think this is a better route to go anyways.
Worked out.
I couldn't imagine a fourth or fifth Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah, it would have been worse, and Tobey Maguire would have just gotten worse.
Tobey Maguire was not 40 years old.
Yeah. Have you seen the critical response to this movie? Hasn't been that good. I mean, from what I saw today in the one venue I saw, I went on MoviePhone.com, and it seemed like it was getting great, just regular people reviews. I guess you can say like us, like fan reviews. But critical response has been less than stellar.
But isn't it always like that?
But the thing is that the critics is their main argument is that it's too soon for a reboot, and they're just they're mad that they're rehashing an origin story. But why can't comic book movies be the same thing as comics, where they're just different adaptations and different takes on the character, and you can just analyze it from there? Why does it have to be a completely different story? Why can't you take the different parts of the same story and make it its own movie? Which I think this one succeeded at doing that.
Movie critics like the bitch. That's all it comes down to.
I hate them. I hate them so much. I read a whole Rolling Stone article today. I hated the guy at the end of it.
I just think they're on their high horse. They think that their opinion is way more important than it is.
Not like us here at Film Critics.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
Mark, Rob? Mark, we weren't really arguing about it, but I brought it up after the movie. Do you think Emma Stone was hot? Gwen Gracie was hotter than Gwen Stacy, whatever, is hotter than Mary Jane and Kristen Kirsten Dunst.
Oh boy.
That
I think Emma Stone was hotter.
I'm gonna say Emma Stone was hotter.
Yeah, no fuck. And then you had stupid Kristen Dunst looking like a crackhead in the second one. She went from hot and kind of bigger on the bigger side in the first one to
the kiss scene in the
crackhead
original
skinny in the
Spider-Man.
second.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The nipples in the first one.
Yeah.
Well, she got older too. That's probably maybe why.
Yeah, but she got all skinny.
She hasn't done
gross.
anything since then.
Nah, Kirsten Dunst has been.
Her career is kind of shit.
Emma Stone with that skirts with the high socks
Oh my
throughout the whole
god,
movie.
she was a babe.
Yeah, she was definitely hotter than.
Do you think she's hot, in general?
Yeah.
Because there's some times where she doesn't look that hot. Not necessarily in this movie, but I'm just saying in general.
What times?
When she has red hair, I don't think she's hot.
You don't think she's hot in Superman?
I think she's okay. I don't think she's that oh my god. What else is she in? I don't think she's that hot in Zombieland.
You know, they both had. She has a really weird crying mouth, and so does Andrew Garfield. They have the worst crying mouths I've ever seen. When they cry, they bug me.
What does her crying mouth look like? Describe it to the listeners.
Well, it just is an open. It's really. She has a. It's just awkward. And Andrew Garfield,
a lot of teeth.
Andrew Garfield, a lot of bottom lip, just opened up wide. When Uncle Ben is dying, it is the weirdest crying face I've ever seen in my life. It took me away from the emotional scene. I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." And he started crying. I was like, "Oh, what the hell's wrong with him?" And it looked like it was really weird. But that was the only thing I didn't like about the movie. But Tobey Maguire also has a weird crying face. I saw today too.
I'll keep an eye out for the crying faces when it comes out on Blu-ray.
It might just be what they cast. They have to cast it that way.
But I can't really comment on that at the moment. But I think we all agree we're happy with the direction Spider-Man franchise is taking. We like this start better. We feel like it has more promise than the original one did. And for my rating, I think I'll give Amazing Spider-Man 4.5 out of 5 for expectations.
Ooh. Yeah. I would say. I mean, it met all my expectations. I would give it a 5 out of 5. I thought it was awesome. Yeah. I would place it as the second best movie of the summer behind the Avengers, which we said as well. How awesome was the Avengers? I don't know. It's not going to be top, dude.
I think Dark Knight Rises.
Looks pretty good, Phil.
But this one,
we'll talk about that later.
This was so great, and it wasn't as great as the Avengers.
Right.
And
that's how good Avengers.
And once again, as there was a post that we put up last week. Can Marvel be stopped? This just adds to it. They're unbelievable. The movies they put out. They haven't put out a bad movie in 2 years.
Really are a money-making machine, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
And now it makes it even easier to make more movies. We'll get to see the movies we want to see now, right, because they're going to be willing to take more and more chances. All
right. One other quick story before we move on to the next movie that we all saw recently. When Mark and I went to go see Spider-Man, we went at 6:30 on that Tuesday night that it came out, and the line for the theater was just the longest I've ever seen it at the Galleria Mall. And it's all the way back to those escalators. So, obviously, if you've ever been there before, if you're local and you've ever been there before, that's long. So we were just all right, we'll just go to the express line, the express checkout machine.
Yeah.
And that line was the longest it's ever been. And Mark's oh boy, and I'm like, dude, there's no way this is all for Spider-Man. There's just no way. He's like, what else would it be for? What else would it be for? I was like, well, Ted comes out. That's My Boy is out. Magic Mike is out. And he's like, nobody's going to see those. Everybody's going to see Spider-Man. So we're standing in line, and we're 10 to 12 people behind to get our tickets in the express line. And some girl turns around and is like, Magic Mike is sold out. And we went all the way to the front of the line. Everybody in front of us got out of line because everybody was there to see Magic Mike.
A little bit different than that. She turned around and went, oh, sold out. And I went, what do you mean? What's sold out? What are you talking about? And she's like, Magic Mike. I went, oh, that's fine. But everyone in front of us left, and we just went right up.
Rob, I don't know if you could pull up the numbers, or if you know, but how much money did that movie make? Because that must have made a killing.
I mean, it did okay.
Well, I don't understand.
As much as you think.
I don't think it would do as well as like a regular movie would because it's isolating an audience completely.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting rid of half the demographic.
And one girl, we were hanging out at someone's house a few days ago. One girl said, "Well, it's got hot guys who are naked in it, and it's got hot girls who are naked in it. So what more do you? I mean, guys are gonna have just as much fun as girls."
No.
And I'm like, "There's pornography on the internet. You can watch anything, literally any category you want, any subcategory. You can search it and enjoy it." I'm amazed those movies still do well. Like, women haven't discovered pornography yet.
Like,
it's just ridiculous. I'm really irritated with them.
Magic Mike is up to, on its opening weekend, it made $39 million.
That's really...
$15 million for Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
That doubled, almost tripled it.
And it's already at $75 million domestically.
That shows you how much more likability Channing Tatum has at this point than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Interesting, too. The budget for that movie was $7 million.
So it made 10 times the amount. More than 10 times.
And did you know Kevin Nash is in it?
I heard that, actually. I think you told me that.
Big Daddy Cool? Is that his stage name?
Yeah, cool. Diesel.
Diesel's his stage name.
So, Mark, what are you going to give Spider-Man so we can move on?
I would definitely give it a 5. 5. I didn't hate. There's nothing I didn't like about it except for the crying mouths. So maybe 4.7.
Like a 4.5.
Yeah.
For the crying mouths, you knock it down a whole half point?
No, 4.7. I said.
4.7. Okay. All right. So now on to the next movie that we all saw since the last podcast. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter,
which we talked about last podcast at the end as an anticipated movie that we were going to see that week, and we all saw it. Now, I had very, very high expectations going into it, so I thought it was going to be awesome. It definitely met my expectations. I thought it was awesome. I thought it kicked ass. I liked everything about it. I really have no complaints. I really don't have any complaints about it whatsoever. I had it ranked as the second best movie of the summer until I saw Spider-Man, but I mean, I would give it a 5 out of... No, I wouldn't give it a 5. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5. I thought it was great. I like the story. I like the action. I like the only complaint I had was that when he becomes president, when Abraham Lincoln actually becomes president in the movie, it does get a little slow and drags on a little bit.
Yeah,
and leads up to the end, but then the end is awesome.
It's a historical... I guess they tried to tie in some historical value to it. Albeit not very detailed, but... I don't understand. I thought the same thing. I saw it in 3D, and I made a point to see it in 3D because I thought the commercials made a good salesman for the 3D in this movie, and it was really cool in 3D, especially that train scene at the end.
Yeah.
It met my expectations. Like I said, I'll probably agree with you, like a 4 out of 5, just because it got slow at points. But this movie, like, totally shit the bed in the box office.
Did it really?
It made $16 million on its opening weekend.
Magic Mike made 39.
What was its budget? Do we know what the budget was like?
Yeah, the budget was like $70 million.
Oh boy!
And right now, total domestically, it's at 34. Worldwide, it's at 59. So worldwide, it's still $10 million below budget, and it's like quickly moving out of theaters.
Yeah, it was such a... Maybe everyone had the same feeling I did, only like a lot more...
I think it's one of those movies where people are like, "What? That's so ridiculous. I'm never going to see that. That's so stupid." But I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was good. I think there was nothing I would hate about it. I would say it was really good. I wouldn't say it was great. I mean, the acting was fine, but the story itself, there's not much more you can do with it.
It's a fiction. Like, I think people are actually thinking like it's an actual like. Not it's history. Obviously, nobody would think that, but like, yeah, like it's so outlandish that it's going to be stupid.
Yeah, the action was cool too.
I thought it was a fun, cool story.
Didn't get much out of the 3D. Maybe I
saw it in 3D?
Yeah, I saw it in 3D.
I didn't see it in 3D.
I did not get that much more out of it than I would any other movie.
I'm glad I didn't see it in 3D because I didn't think that it was. There was never a moment where I was like, "Oh man, that would have been really cool in 3D."
I thought the action itself, you could take it or leave it for the most part. I mean, the axes flying around was whatever. I mean, that's all standard 3D stuff. But that whole The scene with the train tracks burning and the train tracks collapsing and he's running. I thought that scene was so cool in 3D. Other than that, though, like you said, I mean, the action was pretty. Take it or leave it with the 3D.
Well, I wonder if there's probably the story is why it's doing so poorly at the box office, but also I would think the casting. There's no noticeable actors in the entire thing.
Yeah, that could be true. I've encountered a lot of people that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see, or when it happened, or when it first came out, I was like, yeah, I'm going to see Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and they were like, oh, you're actually going to see that? And it's like, yeah, why not?
I think the title hurts it.
That's what I mean.
It makes it sound like it's comedy. Like it makes it sound less than an actual
it's a parody or something.
Yeah.
I don't think people knew it was a book. It was a pretty successful book. A lot of people liked it, especially as the quote-unquote geek culture. But like you said, most people. I told my mom I'm going to see Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. She just laughed.
Scoff at it like
go see anything. Blah blah blah. I mean,
what makes the Hunger Games so successful as a book going to movie?
Kids,
and then this one,
it's more kids related.
I mean, you get the 12 to 15-year-old girl demographic that just.
God, they really do just ruin Hollywood, don't they? I hate those people. They
just announced.
12 to 15-year-old girls are the worst.
They just announced today that the third Hunger Games movie is going to be split into 2 parts, so now you're going to have to deal with 4 of those.
That's just annoying to me. Because that would be a sweet movie, or like to see more movies like that just take cool book plot or things that were books but were kind of weird and different. This is just going to ruin those chances for those books ever coming.
I felt the same way about Snow White and the Huntsman. Yeah. People were like, yeah, I'm going to see that. I'm kind of pumped to see that. They'd be like, really? It's like, yeah, like it's a kids movie, or it was a kids movie, but this is like a different version. Like, go see it before you're going to make an opinion on it. Yeah, like we were saying, how cool would it be if they made like an adult version, or that makes it sound like a porn, a real life adaptation of like Beauty and the Beast. How sick would that be? That'd be awesome. They could make it really cool.
That recently, and it looked like shit. I think it was just called. I can't remember.
You're thinking of Kate and Leopold.
Yeah, you got it.
No, I mean like a serious one, like they did for Snow White and the Huntsman. Like, how cool would that be?
Well, that would be cool, but listen to this little fact. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter has been out for 3 weeks now, okay?
That's it?
Week 3, its weekend gross on its third weekend was $1.9 million.
Ooh.
The Avengers, which has been out for over 10 weeks now, made $2.2 million that same weekend.
Jesus.
Well, that's
still out too. I'm probably gonna go see it tomorrow. It's still out. I have no problem seeing that.
No, that's a movie that it shows in that one theater in Cheektowaga that shows movies like
Movieland 8.
I'll go see that in September.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still out. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
For $6.
It sucks, man, because I just think that was I wasn't really pumped to see it, but I thought it was kind of cool that you had something that weird and different out in the theaters, and you're just not gonna. It's another thing if it bombs like this, which it's not going to rebound at all. It's just not going to give any Hollywood executive any balls to make something kind of
to
weird.
Do something different. Yeah.
I feel like this is the type of movie that might see a nice little second life once it hits Blu-ray.
I was thinking that's the only thing that could save it is if the DVD sales because the people that did go and see it probably liked it.
Yeah,
they'll buy it on DVD. That's the only hope you can have.
So hopefully that happens. I mean, I kind of liked the fact that there was no big name actor in it. Really, it really added to the historical point for me. Like it was all no names. It really felt like you were watching the story unfold without. Like if it was Brad Pitt playing Abraham Lincoln, it would have been.
That would have been even more like outlandish.
Yeah, but how much more money would that have gotten?
Oh, it would have made
exactly. More. That's what I mean. It would have made more money, but you got like Brad Pitt's not going to take that role.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I liked it.
Like I said, I liked it. I'll give it like a between 3.5 and 4 out of 5. It was really good.
I would give it probably a 3. I thought it was adequate. It was fair. It was good. It was like I would probably watch it again if it was on TV, and I would enjoy it.
If it was on Netflix, you would definitely watch it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, that's
you had 4 out of 5. I think he said.
I said 4 out of 5 at the beginning. Yeah. I really liked it. I mean, I really liked it. So I'll go a little higher. All right, so those are the 2 big movies that we saw recently. I haven't seen a movie in a while, actually. The last movie I saw was Spider-Man, and that's just because
That was a week ago.
Well, that's a long time for us. That's just because I've been doing stuff. But, Rob, you've seen a couple other movies. Mark, have you? Oh, no, we did see one other movie. We saw Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. We all saw that. Mark, why don't you start off on this one? What did you think of?
I thought it was okay. And the only thing I think it was gonna. I thought going into it was gonna be more of a comedy, and I find myself really laughing throughout the most part. Like most of it seemed very melodramatic throughout the entire thing. And I guess you can't really get past the whole asteroid hitting the Earth part of it. It's not really going to be a quirky, silly comedy. It's really just going to be kind of melodramatic and kind of depressing. But it was a little bit more depressing than I thought it was going to be. But overall, I thought Steve Carell was good in it, and so was what's her face, Keira Knightley, who's a newfound attraction too.
She's adorable.
She was adorable in that movie. But I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great or good, but I guess I thought it was gonna be funnier than it actually was. Is my whole thing of what it came down to.
I don't know if I'm just being a overly generous movie critic / fan here, but I really liked the movie for what it was. I thought it was like a great romantic dramedy is the best way to really categorize it. It had its really funny parts. Steve Carell was great. I loved the scene at that restaurant with Britta.
That part was really funny.
I loved the
Patton Oswalt's scene.
Patton Oswalt
Holy
was great.
shit, that was funny.
Jerry from Parks and Recreation was really funny in his quick role.
It was like the shortest role ever, but that maybe made me laugh the hardest.
It just made me laugh so hard because Jerry is such a funny character on the show.
And he played pretty much the exact same character with a different profession.
Yeah, exactly. But like Mark said, Keira Knightley and Steve Carell had an unusual but effective...
Did not see that coming because I didn't think it was going to be that. I don't know if that also kind of got me creeped out too. I don't know.
It creeped me out.
Steve Carell looks like he's 50, and this chick was like, late 20s?
Yeah, if that.
So that's another thing where I was like, ugh.
That was a little weird.
But
at the end, they hook up. It's like, sorry.
Spoiler.
But yeah. I mean, I think everybody can figure that out. But anyway,
that's a case of casting will just get you money and it'll be fun. That one made $10 million, and I think the budget was like $7 million. It was like a stupid low budget, nothing film. But because you got Steve Carell in it, I think it'll do all right at the box office.
Yeah, well, I think it's out of theaters now.
Is it really?
Yeah,
just 1 week.
The budget, like you said, was 10, and
was it 10?
Yeah, the budget was 10, and it ended up grossing just a hair over 7.
Yeah, never mind. That'll do well in DVD sales, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird, these romantic comedy drama movies. Which ones pick up and which ones don't. Like a movie like this, I would put slightly higher than a movie like 500 Days of Summer that gets praised out the ass.
Yeah, this is much better than that.
Like, I like that movie, but I think this is better. It's just weird which of these types of movies pick up with the general public and which don't.
Well, did you leave with I left depressed out of my... I was so depressed when I left the theater.
Why were you depressed?
I was like, I felt like really bad.
What, because they all died?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's called Seeking a Friend.
I know.
Of the world.
I know this is oversimplification for why I was depressed, but I left. I was just like, I had to like shake my feeling when I was driving home. Like it really felt weird.
It does make you,
but it was effective.
It is unsettling, but because it's just like, oh man, they fall in love and then they die.
It's really effective.
But
the sound of the last few, like the sound of the asteroid. I know we're giving way too much away here, but the sound of the asteroid hitting and you don't see it, but they're just looking at each other in the bed.
Cringe.
It's really effective. So at the same point,
it is kind of scary to think about, but
yeah,
it makes you feel really small. That entire movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I felt the same way. Right when Phil said he was going to see it, and I texted him. I just told him I felt so depressed walking out too. It was just
I don't feel depressed.
Really depressed on my end. I was like,
I'm a sap for that kind of shit, though. I don't know why.
I thought it was funny though how to not make it seem so depressing. I thought it was funny how they do a good job of tying in like one moment, like it's clearly the end of the world, and then like they'll flip it, and like some people are just going on like with their regular lives, or like they'll do something that.
Like the cleaning lady.
Well, not just that. That one's like really, really obvious. I mean, more subtle things than that. Like,
the guy still working at the convenience store and she's buying like the Windex.
yeah, there you go. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Or like some people just continue, or not even like going on with their lives, like going to their jobs or doing the things they do every day, but just like
being normal about
yeah,
it.
just still like habitual things that you like. Who cares?
Yeah,
it's the world's about to end. Like those kind of things are really funny.
My favorite scene, probably just comedic scene, was
underage alcohol. That got me. That made me laugh. That made me laugh really hard.
Part?
When they're feeding the kids the alcohol because they're like, "Oh, it's the end of the world."
Oh, yeah. It's like
drink up.
Was that the scene, the party scene with Rob Corddry in the beginning?
Yeah.
Heroin?
He's just feeding the kids vodka in martini glasses.
Yeah, we got heroin. That part was really funny.
So I mean, it was a.
But what was your favorite part? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, it was that party with Rob Corddry in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I love Rob Corddry. He's really funny.
And I don't know what it is about that Adam. Was it Adam Brody?
Yeah.
That guy makes me laugh in everything he's in. He's in Thank You for Smoking, and he was hilarious.
Who's he in this movie?
He's Keira Knightley's boyfriend.
Yeah, he's in Scream 4, dude.
Yeah, he's in Scream 4. He's great. Yeah. That line in Thank You for Smoking where he goes, "As you can see, man, just really into the Asian shit." Like, he works as a side character for me. He's really funny. And I guess he got to start in that stupid OC show, but I guess I think he's funny enough to.
Adam Brody.
I'd like to see him in a. I'd like to see more of his range to see if he could do like an actual like main character role at some point because he makes me laugh in everything I see him in.
Yeah, and it seems like he's not even trying to be funny. It's just like he seems naturally funny in his roles.
He's a funny guy.
So, real quick on the ratings for Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, Mark.
I would say I'd put it probably 3. 3 for me.
I'm gonna go a little higher. I like the little 3.5 out of 5.
I'm gonna bump my vampire one up to 3.5 though. I'm thinking about it because I can't put it at the same level as this movie.
Did either of you guys see anything else in the past few weeks?
I didn't. I still want to see Ted. I know you saw it. I still want to see it. I think it's going to be funny. It's one of those movies where it's like any Will Ferrell movie that comes out nowadays, where people are going to go see it just because it looks funny, and I want to see it just for that reason.
Nothing more.
It was a lot. I mean, I never got into Family Guy or Seth MacFarlane.
What's wrong with Family Guy?
Ugh.
I mean, I just never liked it. You used to like it. I don't know if I just made a habit not to like it to piss you off.
No, that was a good habit to
I didn't like it. Mark showed it to me once, and I was like, yeah, cool.
I couldn't get into it, but
then he showed me The Office, and I was like,
I thought Ted was really funny. My friend who I went with said, I mean, it's a Seth MacFarlane thing. It's always like a male main character with an animal lead. So I guess that's kind of a tired concept. He's kind of like a one-trick pony of that. But
yeah, it sounds like Peter Griffin.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, it's just a typical New England accent.
Yeah. But I mean, Joel McHale was in it, and he was.
Is he really?
Weird. Yeah, he was like your villain type character who was after Mark Wahlberg's wife or girlfriend Mila Kunis, and he was the creepy work guy who was always hitting on her, and he was so funny in the movie.
I might go see it.
Well, I didn't know he's in it. He's not in the trailer once, so.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make more of a point of that. He's in it, and that guy, Giovanni Ribisi, I don't know if you know him, too. He was really funny, too.
Who is he? What else is he in?
He's in that Mafia movie.
Yeah, he's in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Assuming because he has that name.
I don't know who that is. I didn't see that movie.
Whatever.
Well, anyway, is it a movie that the funniest parts are in the trailer, or is it funnier, excluding Joel McHale parts?
Well, the reason I'll say it's yes and no to that question because a lot of the funnier stuff is the R-rated stuff that you couldn't see in trailers. There's a lot of really like funny, dirty jokes and stuff like that wasn't in the trailers. But I mean, you get your trailer jokes.
I wish I could ask you if it was as funny as That's My Boy.
I'm glad I can't answer.
I'll have that answer for the next podcast. I'll go see this movie just to get that answer.
I like Ted. I didn't have high expectations for it. I mean, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 for expectations because it was a lot better than I thought it would be, and it was one of the funnier movies I've seen this summer.
Cool.
It was probably one of the only comedies you saw.
Yeah, I haven't seen that many.
Think about it. I haven't really seen any.
Slow.
I haven't seen a comedy this summer.
Slow summer for comedies, which would segue into.
Why don't we? Yeah, let's go into some movies that are coming out soon, and then we'll talk about DVD releases. But that reminds me that The Watch.
And I also saw Savages too. That was the other one I caught. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so The Watch is coming up, and I could care less about Savages, dude.
Yeah, that doesn't even really appeal to me.
No.
The only thing that's cool about it is Blake Lively is super hot. That's about it.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
So anyway.
Oh, but can I just once before we go in, is Salma Hayek as bad as she seems in every movie I see her in now? She seems like was she always this bad? Because she seems like a terrible actress, and I'm just realizing this now. She's awful.
Honestly, I can't even think of the last movie I saw her in other than this.
She
Grown
stinks,
Ups,
man. She was in Grown Ups, and she was terrible. I mean, that movie was horrible. But
you never saw Grown Ups?
No.
I thought you did.
I just don't. I've never seen her in anything where she's
you
good.
You should see Grown Ups, too.
And I'm seeing her in these Savage trailers, and I'm just like, ew, she's terrible. I mean, I'm not ew. She's
she wasn't
pretty
that
late.
bad in Savages, but the trailers looked like shit for her. They just had the corny.
She screams in that thing. Oh, she's the worst. Okay.
All right, so The Watch is coming out. I don't know the exact date. I should probably look it up, but
I think
27th of July.
It's the second week of August.
July 27th.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a long time from now.
It's July 27th.
Oh, July 27th.
Yeah.
I thought you said August.
Yeah.
He just said August. Okay. Well, anyway, that's coming up pretty soon. That's probably going to be the first big comedy of the summer, I would say.
No, this one was. Ted was.
No, I mean that I want to see. I should say.
Yeah.
Like I want to see The Watch more than Ted.
Oh, hell yeah!
But I'll still see both.
Ted's already grossed like 100, almost 150 million.
Yeah, that's that was.
I believe it. Everybody's going to go see it.
Yeah, that was going to make that much money. You could tell.
Or actually, I don't know if it's that much.
The way it was marketed and just who's in it and who's that voice. I mean,
125 million. I'm sorry.
That's just it. There's no. It's not a mistake that they have that guy sounding like Peter Griffin because
no way.
Every Family Guy fan there is going to that.
Yeah, it didn't hurt to have Mark Wahlberg as the lead either.
Who has so much range with the accents that he has.
Oh yeah, such range.
Can he do one movie without a Boston accent that isn't The Happening?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Like,
he's awful.
Dude, what is with all the movies with him doing that stupid accent?
Vince Papuli, he was from Philly.
The Fighter was great, but other than that, I'm just saying.
What about Boogie Nights?
Well, that's true. He didn't do a Boston accent in that. That's a good point.
Four Brothers.
Oh, Four Brothers.
More like Oh Brother. That movie was garbage.
Not Oh Brother. I like it.
So The Watch, Rob, are you excited to see this?
I can't wait for The Watch, man.
I think it looks really funny. I think it's going to be hilarious.
I'm kind of pissed at how they had to change. You heard they had to change the title.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Oversensitive America can't take a
it makes sense, but in the trailer they mentioned Neighborhood Watch like 4 times.
Yeah.
So
I know.
He does go, I'm forming a neighborhood watch.
Yeah, you see it in letters on the jacket. Like, who gives a shit? It's like, it should
People
just...
are so fucking oversensitive that it's so sad that Hollywood studios have to adjust to something like that.
I like it just because it's typecast central in that movie. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah, who cares? You got 3 guys who have completely embraced being typecast at this point.
Vince Vaughn, super sarcastic, witty ad-lib. Ben Stiller being Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, yeah.
And same thing with Jonah Hill, just being like really funny, ad-libbing, witty.
Fast talking.
And some new Arab guy.
I love the... Jonah Hill's probably up there in terms of comedic actors for me now. He makes me laugh in everything he does. Even in Moneyball, he was hilarious.
Yeah,
subtly, yeah.
I really like his shtick. So this movie's gonna be really funny.
Yeah,
in my humble opinion.
This could be one of those movies. It's gonna be kind of like last year with The Change Up or something like that, where it just kind of sneaks up on you. You go see it and you laugh a lot, and then you kind of forget about it. That's how I feel.
Forget about it until it comes out on DVD.
Yeah. You're like, oh, yeah, that movie was really funny.
That's exactly what happened with me in 21 Jump Street recently, is I forgot completely. And I was like, oh, shit, 21 Jump Street, this movie was hilarious. And I just bought it on Blu-ray, and it was really funny.
Yeah, I got 21 Jump Street last week, too. And I rewatched it, and I didn't really have that high of expectations for it when it was first coming out, and it holds up so well.
Yeah.
To the first time I saw it.
I thought it was hilarious.
I loved it.
Ice Cube in that.
Oh, Ice Cube kills it in that movie.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum is great in that too. I told Phil my favorite line is that whole where they go, "While you over there finger popping each other's assholes." No, first of all, we weren't finger popping each other's assholes. What we're doing is getting shit done. I had to rerun that 4 or 5 times because I was laughing so hard at Jonah Hill's finger popping each other's assholes. It was fucking hilarious. Still, this point is so funny. It made me laugh so hard. But for that alone, that movie really made it was just a great comedy. And I totally forgot about it until I saw it on a Best Buy shelf. I was like, holy shit. 21 Jump Street. I'm buying this. But what other DVDs and Blu-rays have come out in the past since we did our first podcast that are worth mentioning?
Last week I bought 21 Jump Street, and then also, I know it came out a little while ago, but I ended up buying it, Sherlock Holmes 2. After we talked about it, you got me back on the Sherlock Holmes train, so I got that.
Did you watch it?
Has your opinion changed from the first time?
I fell asleep when I put it in, but it's good. I didn't fall asleep because of the movie's quality. It was because I was really tired.
That's all right.
Another thing that came out this week was American Reunion. Came out today, actually.
Oh, and you guys did a drive home review on that.
We did.
You can check out
on the blog. American Reunion, I'm excited to watch. I'll probably watch it later tonight.
I should watch that because I didn't see it in theaters, and I really wanted to. I just never got a chance to go see it.
I keep reading shitty reviews about it, but people, what do you expect?
There's no way that movie comes out and doesn't get shitty reviews. That's the thing. It doesn't have a chance. That could have been.
It's American Reunion.
That thing could have come out and been Animal House, and people would have been like, "Yeah, it's another American Pie movie. We really need it." But it was. I thought for what it was funny. I mean, there was nothing spectacular about it. I like that it was mostly Sean William Scott's movie, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just funny. I mean, there's nothing you can really get upset about with that movie. Anyone who gets upset about that movie is a jerk.
Yeah, seriously. It's American Reunion. It's cool that they even just did it in the first place. Like, isn't that enough?
Yeah, why are you going to see it then? Like, who cares?
It's the 4th movie in a comedy series that started in 1999.
Yeah.
It's become more of a cultural thing than just a movie in and of itself. Like, it's an entire generation's grew up on.
Yeah, and I'll say this, all those 4 movies entertained me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because American Wedding was on, Showtime a few weeks ago, and I watched the whole thing. There's nothing you can say is really bad about it. They're not great. None of them are great, but they establish themselves as not having to be great. They don't need to be great to be. They're just stupid teen movies.
Yeah, I mean the first 2 are clearly the standouts in the series, but it's not like they take that series of a step back where you don't even enjoy the 4th movie. So I'm excited to see how I enjoy the rewatch. I'll rewatch it sober this time, and hopefully it holds up.
Yeah, it will.
And I also got. I mean, we can talk about this real quick before we go into The Dark Knight. I bought Louis Season 2 on DVD, and Louis Season 3, we're 2 episodes into that. I think it's been unbelievable. I thought last week's episode with Melissa Leo was so funny.
That was a really funny episode.
Who's Melissa Leo? Is she the chick?
She's the older
girl that
chick.
he
You're
forces.
not going to blow me.
Forces him to eat her out.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're not going to eat my pussy. I just
what is? How do you know her actress name?
She won an Oscar like 2 years ago for The Fighter.
Oh,
that's who that is.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I didn't even think. Does that even connect? Oh my god.
That's Vicky Eklund's mother.
That didn't even connect to me, but now I can totally see. Oh my god, you're not eating my pussy. It was like the same type of demeanor as she was like, I can't believe you're doing this to me, Dickie. I can't believe this.
Phil, why won't you watch that movie?
Because there's nothing about it that I would like.
That's no idea.
I don't like fighting movies. I don't like boxing movies. I don't like Boston movies. The only Boston movie I've ever seen... Well, that's not true. I like a couple Boston movies.
I hate that amazing logic.
Convinced myself pretty quickly on that one.
Counteracted.
Favor. And, Mark, do you have that in Blu-ray?
I'm not going to watch it.
Fever Pitch?
No. Fucking The Fighter.
Because I do like Fever Pitch, too.
It's a good
Yeah,
movie.
It is a good movie.
It's not a Boston movie.
Fighter I don't have, but it's on Netflix.
No, that's how good it is. It's on Netflix already.
That's
Yeah,
all because
a
of
lot
licensing.
Good movies are on Netflix.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to see it, dude. I can't stand boxing movies. I think they're shit. I think they're all shit. They don't do anything for me.
Will you watch The Fighter by the time we do our next podcast? Just instead of
Oh,
watching,
that'd be great for the show.
Instead of watching
I really
Shark
don't
Tank,
want.
put aside your personal vendetta against the movie and sit there for an hour and 45 minutes and
Yeah.
just get your feelings on it and report to us next
That'd be
time.
really good for the show.
No, well, I'm not gonna buy it. So
No,
it's on Netflix. Is it?
yeah.
All right, maybe I'll do it.
I've never heard a more empty, all right, maybe I'll do it, my entire life.
I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna enjoy it. I'm cringing thinking about it.
Yeah, because you're telling yourself right now,
Yeah.
going into it, you're not going to like it.
Can you please just watch it, though?
Yeah, I said I would.
Very good. Okay.
All right.
We got him
Okay.
on.
So, you guys kind of gave each other a look when I mentioned movie season 3. Have you guys not been enjoying it?
I didn't think it was. I don't think it's incredible.
Yeah, I didn't see
The first
I
episode
didn't see
left
the
a lot
first
to be
episode.
desired, I thought.
Again, I just think I think you. Well, no, I can't say that, but I still don't think it's as funny as season 1. I just want a laugh out loud episode where you laugh the whole time.
I like the show for what he's doing and how he's trying to do something totally different that a comedy show has never really had before. And I like the mix and stand up.
I just thought the first episode. I loved the second episode. I thought it was great. The first episode was such an awkward or weird choice for the first episode of a season for a comedy show because it really was like not that funny at all.
You didn't like that opening scene at the diner with the girlfriend where it's just her yapping the whole time and just formulating ideas.
And pick up on the subtlety, it's funny, but I think I want more out of it. I don't know. I feel like a complaining asshole right now, but I didn't think it was as funny as like the opening episode of the past 2 seasons. I think the first episode you have to really pick very well because I think it has to be really funny to engage the audience
Or pick up new viewers that
Yeah.
maybe have heard about it.
Yeah.
But he probably did that on purpose because he just doesn't care. I mean, that's probably what it was.
He has free reign over the show. Like he
Yeah.
does everything on it, which is another reason why I kind of tell myself to like it, just because he works so hard on every aspect of that show, and it's like all him, and I think it's kind of cool.
The motorcycle part was really funny too in the first episode because you know it's coming the entire time. When it does, it was done so funny, like the way he slides and just I don't know. But people crashing on motorcycles is funny to me.
I thought of Phil Smith during that scene.
Yeah, it's funny.
Only it wasn't taking a right hand turn,
The turn by Hannah's Frosty Treats.
going 5 miles an hour.
You gotta live dangerously sometimes.
All right.
Totally
well,
sober, by the way.
That wraps up our main discussion for the PC. Let's do a quick discussion for
Look how sexy it is.
leading into Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Let's go there.
I can't wait. I think I saw the 4th trailer now. That they came. No, 5th trailer that they came out
Oh my
with.
god, why?
They come out with another trailer.
Today.
You guys are gonna ruin the movie for yourselves. You'll be like, yeah, I already saw all
It's
of
the
this.
same. It's 95% the same.
Yeah,
movie.
mostly recycled footage, but there's
Just cooler music and dialogue over it.
I can't wait. I think I'm taking that Friday off. I'm going to switch one of my days from work just to go see it because
You go like 11 o'clock on Friday.
yeah, because I can't wait. It's something that
I might
we've
go
been waiting
at
for
3
4
o'clock.
years for this, and now all the trailers that are coming in the past 2 weeks are just like,
It's been 4 years since
Yeah,
the last one.
yeah.
Wow.
The trailer today was really cool too. You might even like this one, Phil, because it brought in footage from the previous 2 movies and tied all of the stories together and culminated with this movie. And they did a really cool job picking pieces from the earlier 2 movies, made it for a really cool trailer.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it, but I just want to be surprised. I want to just watch the movie now. I don't want to see any more trailers. I don't want to. I feel like I've seen it all so many times now. It's just like, let's just watch it. But I will say this: at the beginning of the summer, even in the winter, in the spring, I said that the Avengers was going to be better than the Dark Knight because the expectations were too high and it was going to fail to meet them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to change my opinion on that. I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
I think this movie's going to be. I don't want to say this much, but I think it might be far and away a better movie than Avengers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the best movie of all time or something like that. I was like,
I don't go this far, but it's going to be better than Godfather 1, 2, and Midnight Run put together.
All of us are very high in the Avengers. I think you, Phil, more than
it's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen.
But I think Dark Knight Rises is going to surpass it pretty easily.
Easily? I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be really good. Nothing about this. You know what I really like about this movie? Is the speculation. Like, people are so excited for this movie. More than I can even remember about a movie. And it's so much speculation, including what's going to happen in it. And then also what's going to happen after this movie. Because I don't know why there's speculation about what's going to happen after this movie. Because Christopher Nolan already said this is the last one he's doing.
Yeah.
That guy's kind of weird.
But that Joseph Gordon-Levitt stuff that's coming out where people think he's going to be the Batman.
Right. There's any website or any forum you go to, somebody's got a new opinion about it.
Yeah, has something new or different about it, which is, I think it just adds to the anticipation of it. But will it build so much anticipation to where it's going to be an inevitable disappointment? Because that's where I think with all these trailers, with all these discussions,
that's what I was saying at the beginning. That's what I was saying a long time ago.
I know. Yeah, you've been on that trail the whole time, Phil. You have been saying that a lot.
It's just that the expectations and the anticipation is so great that it can't live up to it. It's like impossible. It's almost unobtainable.
Even if it's great, it won't be as great as a lot of
people will be like, "Man, that was really good," but it's just not what I wanted. It's just not what I really. It's not. It didn't do it for me. It's like that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just.
But here's what I want from it.
I don't think there's ever been a movie more hyped up than this one.
No, I don't think so either.
Ever.
Maybe Empire, but we weren't alive.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can't tell how anticipated
Simpsons movie was pretty big. It was a big deal.
I think the only thing I want out of this movie is for it to be good, but also Dark Knight Rise or Dark Knight it's just the Dark Knight. It ended in such a dark fashion, no pun intended, but it was just so kind of, it didn't leave you like, oh, that was a nice ending. Like it led you into the next story, which is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Where I just want a conclusive ending from this one. I want a solid victory for Batman at the end of this, conclusive ending, and then we all leave happy leaving the theater, that we know that Batman has saved the day. Because it didn't happen in the last one. I want it to happen this one. I don't want to leave this one going, oh, another loss for Batman. No, what else are they going to do? They need this to be a victory for Batman. It needs to happen. And if it doesn't, I'll be disappointed.
How would you feel if he ends it with either Batman dying, because I've heard rumors about that, seen people writing about that, or him breaking his back and just something along those lines, a dark ending like that.
I don't want Batman to die and or break his back. I'll say that on record today. I want it to be
happy storybook ending.
Batman being, it doesn't have to be happy. It can be, but I want Batman to be the hands down victor in the movie. And, we can have Bane be this mastermind through the first half, but I want Batman to start kicking some shit in the second half. Because that would mean that Batman's been the stupid, dumber, weaker one throughout the majority.
For 2 of the 3 movies, yeah.
And that's why I don't want it to be.
But 2 and a half of the 3 movies.
Yeah, really.
The whole first half of Batman Begins, he was getting his ass whooped.
Yeah. So, that's what I would hope that at the end of this, it's Batman driving off in a Batmobile, smiling, and got Vicky Vale on one shoulder and Catwoman on the other. I want it to be a happy ending. I know that sounds overly simplistic, but
no, I'd be really, really bummed if he dies at the end. But I've been hearing a lot about that. And this whole Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing is really speculating that. So we'll see.
What would your expectations be? What would mean? Because Rob, you have a really high expectation of this. What would it have to do to meet that? Just be great?
Honestly, I really don't know. I
don't even know if it's going to be better than the last one. The last one was so good.
Do you guys feel confident that this movie will be better than The Dark Knight?
No, because Dark Knight also, like I said, it was easier for The Dark Knight to be that good because it didn't have the weight of the entire story on its shoulders. It could be just a standalone good movie where Batman had to deal with adversity and still didn't win at the end.
Plus, I don't care how
leading to another movie. This one has the whole thing on its shoulders, and it has to deliver.
I don't care how badass they make Bane and how cool he is and how much of a villain he is. It's not the joke. It's the Joker, and that makes the second one the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see Bane, and I like Tom Hardy a lot. But like you said, like you're not going to get a better villain than
the Joker is Batman's villain. Like,
and the fact that it was portrayed in such an incredible way. Like you're never going to get a villain like that in a Batman movie ever, probably, because it was.
So that's why I don't even think it'll be better than that movie. But that movie's pretty freaking awesome.
I think that's because what Mark's saying. It doesn't have to. The Dark Knight doesn't have to have a conclusion. That's the biggest weight of movie franchise.
No, I agree. He's right about that. I do agree with Mark as well. I agree with Mark as well that I do not want to see it end in some shitty, dark way. Like I get the feeling that that's the way it's going, and I think that would suck. If you're not gonna continue it, then don't do that.
I got a feeling it might end in a dark.
Guys, it's Christopher Nolan. I got one word for Inception. So he is the king of ambiguous endings, or you don't know where it's going, and you would be if you don't like that kind of stuff, you'll be dissatisfied if they do it in this one.
Yeah,
Michael, are you going to see it?
Yes.
Yes, he said yes. Okay.
This is audio format.
Michael Orr's going to see it.
It's going to make a ton of money. I mean, that's for sure. But
Bill, you going to see it?
Oh, of course. I honestly.
I love that question. Are you going to see it?
The problem is I have no idea when I'm not going to see it till much later, which I'm kind of.
See, I was thinking that too, just to avoid all the bullshit at the theater.
No, I mean I want to go see it on like Saturday morning at like 11.
At the same time, though, like.
But I have some people in
to
town.
Avoid spoilers for that long because Facebook and Twitter is going to be all over it, especially if there's a controversial ending. You're not going to be able to go on the internet until you see the movie.
Yeah. I know, that's the scariest part about it. Like, that's why I want to switch days.
Just don't go on the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just see the donut.
I have some friends from out of town in that weekend, so maybe I can convince them to go see it on Saturday morning or something.
You might not have to convince people to see
it. No, I bet they'll want to see it, but I'm just saying you come in for like a trip. You don't want to like, hey, let's go see a movie.
Fuck. It's a big bug.
Oh, jeez, dude. That scared me to death. It's just a grasshopper.
Yeah, I know what it is.
I think I have to take. I gotta switch days tomorrow because I don't want to wait until Tuesday to see this movie.
No, if I could take off Friday, I would do that as well and go see it at like 11 in the morning on a Friday. That would be the perfect time to see it.
I can't I can't not be on the internet for 5 days. I'm bound to see something happen. A spoiler. Just from being on the computer for work or for when you're bored, you go on Facebook on your phone. Somebody's gonna fucking
be like, dude,
I can't believe Batman died at the end.
Yeah. Oh my God! Do you imagine those assholes that would do that?
Bullshit
well, this is one guy that says, "Hey, Darth Vader is Luke's father."
Yeah. Can you imagine if they had
without
Facebook?
the internet?
They had Facebook
like
in 1980.
Post that has no purpose of being on there at all.
Empire.
Oh, it was Empire. I'm sorry.
But
that's what I'm dreading most moving into the Dark Knight Rises.
I agree. I don't know. The anticipation is going to kill me. Like knowing that it's been out for 4 days, and I still haven't seen it. I'm just gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, I don't even want to see people's like the face, like people's facial expressions when I talk to them about it. Like if I see my brother or something on that Sunday, if I don't see it all weekend.
You see Dark Knight yet?
Well, just that, or if I'm like,
yeah, exactly. If they go, did you see Dark Knight, or did you see Dark Knight?
Or if I go, Mike,
that's like totally different.
Yeah. And I would be like, what do you mean? And then you go with this premeditated or pre-existing feeling on how the movie's supposed to be.
Well, you're like, go see it Friday. Go see it. Yo, I might go. Maybe no, I'm not. I was gonna say maybe I'll just go see it Thursday night at midnight, but I gotta work the next morning.
No, dude, those have been sold out for like.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not going to be...
Oh, man, I don't even want to go into work then, if that's the case. Some asshole's going to come into work and be like, Dog, it's all Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Worst movie ever.
Oh. Yeah, that's not going to be good. I might just go on like a Sunday when I get out of work. Why don't you
just go Friday? Take off and go see it Friday.
I can't take off on vacation.
No, switch your days.
I can see if I can switch them tomorrow. That'll be the first thing I go into after a vacation, going to work tomorrow. I go, hey, I need to switch my days. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
I gotta go to the movies on Friday. So
okay, well, why? Oh, because I want to go see Dark Knight tomorrow. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be up there. We'll probably get to talk about it next time though. Any other? I mean, we're getting up there. About to wrap it up. Any other movies or any other topics you want to cover before we end it here, Rob? Mark?
Man, we got a slow week coming up for DVD releases and for theatrical releases. So
yeah, it's going to be. Well, the Katy Perry movie is out. I might actually go see that.
Yeah,
I might as well.
You would not. Please. That's gayer than Magic Mike.
Well,
I'm going to go see that. You'd be gayer to go.
It's a documentary. It's educational.
So's Magic Mike.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I won't see it. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Unless
what makes you want to see that, though? Can I ask that?
I actually no, because it's just going to.
Can I please? Can I please?
Phil's in love with Katy Perry.
I do love Katy Perry. I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't mind her music. I actually think it's really catchy and kind of fun.
Can't blame him.
And secondly, is the doc. If now you're going to call me crazy, but I watched the Justin Bieber documentary, which are the same people that made this one.
I did too.
It's a really good documentary. It's really interesting and really kind of cool.
I agree with you.
It's good shots. It's good video.
Shots.
It's good.
Especially the Justin Bieber one.
They get good footage, and it's interesting.
I don't know.
For a documentary standpoint, it's pretty good.
I was amazed that it's a theatrical release.
Well, I don't understand. It's also in 3D.
If it was on Netflix,
which maybe that's what I'll just do. Maybe I'll just wait till
it
it comes out on Netflix or DVD.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Justin Bieber one on Netflix, and I mean, that was fine. I don't need to see it in theaters and spend.
Do you feel happy putting that on or feel comfortable putting that on your instinct
Yeah,
queue?
why not? Oh.
Some Justin Bieber stuff.
It's a documentary.
All right, that's fine. Okay.
I'd rather have that than Fahrenheit 9/11 or something like that.
That's true.
Which is also very educational.
That's true. Very educational. That's a great fiction.
Oh, this is a conversation for another day.
Or what's that other
PC?
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us. Check it out. We'll have this up hopefully by the end of the week. Keep checking out our blog.
We'll be seeing this.
No, keep checking out our blog for more posts. We've actually been keeping up on it. Rob, eventually, hopefully, will post something.
Maybe in the century.
But keep checking it out. Filmcritics.wordpress.com. And spread the word.
It's PHILM Critics.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
We gotta get a Philmcast Twitter, I think.
I'll never tweet on that.
Why not?
I like getting my tweets up.
Yeah, it's good for our tweets too, just because you got more followers too.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. If you made it all the way to the end here, and keep tuning in, keep checking back, and next time we'll have our reviews of The Dark Knight, and I guess I'll have a review of The Fighter.
Yeah.
Regretfully.
Hell yeah.
Take care. Good night.